Hi, I'm Cindy Vincent.
Hi, I'm Austin Vincent.
Today's video is the second of our series focused on the building blocks of friendship and relationships. The goal of this series is to help you improve your social skills so you can make friends and have relationships with other people and keep them. Now, in our last video, Why Be Social, we talked about what it means to be social and why it's so important in your life satisfaction and happiness. So if you missed that one, check it out at the link here. Once you appreciate why you should be social, we can take it a step further today. Now we're going to talk about techniques you can use when you're actually approaching a social situation. So let's get right to it. Number one, make an intention and believe you can be social.
If you haven't been social before, or you've tried being social and you haven't been as good at it as you'd like to be, you need to make sure you have the right mindset about your ability to be social. You need to really tell yourself that being social is something that's possible for you. For example, you need to start saying to yourself, I have important things to say to people. I am an interesting person. I have things to say that others would like to hear. But now, what if you don't believe what I just said about you? What if you feel that what I've said isn't true? Well, you need to remember that believing that you can do something is the precursor to doing anything. To be social, to do anything new or that you think is hard, you have to start by believing that it's possible for you to do, especially if you've never done it. Not only do you need to resolve to yourself that being social is possible for you, but you also have to be accepting of the possibility that in learning to be social, you're almost definitely going to make mistakes.
Absolutely.
Making mistakes is normal because any behavior you start to learn has to be practiced, and mistakes have to be learned from in order to get good at that behavior. This includes learning to be good at being social.
So here's a social secret. Most people are flattered when you approach them in an appropriate and friendly way. And when you make this approach, you don't have to be perfect in what you say. It's important to remember that socializing is a very imperfect process.
For sure.
There's a million combinations of things that you can say in any social situation that will work if they're said simply and with an attitude of friendliness and genuineness. Most people will be flattered that you've noticed them. Now, how do I optimize my chances to connect with other people?
Number two, be aware of your surroundings. When people think about eye contact, they usually think about the person-to-person type of eye contact. However, using your eye contact to scan your surroundings and to be aware of who's nearby in order to find someone to engage with is very important as well. For example, if you walk into your office and are looking down or thinking deeply about something, you could miss the fact that two of your coworkers just breezed past you. Here you would have missed the opportunity to say, good morning, and to engage with them.
When I'm at school, I see kids walking around with their headphones jammed in their ears and their phones close up to their faces. The kids are knowingly or unknowingly sending the message, I'm not interested in talking to you right now.
Talk to them.
In other words, if you're walking around with your head in a book or you're facing your phone, you yourself cannot be aware that others are trying to connect with you. And you may miss a lot of opportunities to make that connection. So the next time you're out and about, at work, school, or maybe even on the street, just be brave. Put the distractions away for a while for a chance to be social.
Yeah, I can think of so many personal examples from when I was younger where I missed the chance to talk to someone in favor of being distracted with my music or my phone, because being distracted seemed easier and more comfortable at the time. Who knows what chances to hang out with my guy friends or even girls I liked that I missed because I was keeping myself too busy to make conversation. If you never try to be social, you'll never find out what could be, and you lose the opportunity by default. So if there's someone with whom you'd really like to be social and connect, go ahead and try. In almost all cases, the worst outcome is that they may not be interested, and you've lost nothing. More commonly though, the vast majority of people are polite and will at least talk to you for a few minutes anyway. And you never truly know what kind of opportunities can come from even just a few minutes of conversing with someone you already know or someone new. Even more important, you will never find anyone to connect with if you never make those initial tries of being social. Again, I remind myself in a situation where I'm alone that I'm already alone anyway. So if I try and fail to make a connection with someone, I'm still alone. So I've lost nothing. I always remind myself of this when I started talking to girls. I can think back now to some girls who rejected me, and I never regret that I tried. I can also think back to girls that I never tried to talk to, and I almost always regret that I didn't try. And of course, I think back to the girls who I tried and succeeded with, and those you never regret.
Number 3, use the context of a situation to initiate the interaction. So looking for opportunities to interact socially gives you a chance to have things to talk about with a person. So for example, if you're at the dentist's office, that's your context. You're sitting next to somebody and you turn to them and ask, how do you like this dentist?
Oh, he's pretty nice.
Just like that, you've opened up an opportunity to talk not just about the dentist's office, but other and more interesting topics too, with a new person.
To interact with someone new, or with people I'm already with, I like to look around for something strange, unique, or funny about the situation and make a comment about it. For example, if I'm at work and I see that the conference room is full of food for an event, I might joke, man, they really know how to put on a party. I also try to give other people an opportunity to say something unique by being the first one to make the first comment. Other people tend to be less afraid to have a conversation if they don't have to be the one to start it.
I think what you've just described is a great technique, but if you have trouble thinking of anything to say, you don't have to worry about being clever or funny, because most people are just happy to have an interaction with you.
Yeah.
If you simply make the effort to talk to them, they're usually happy to respond and connect with you. So if we've had a string of hot or rainy days, it's totally okay to open up with, wow, I wish this rain would stop. What about you?
Number 4, be interested, or at least pretend to be interested in others. Now, this is a great tip that really helped me as I was learning to get good at being social. But now, I don't usually have to pretend to be interested anymore, because I learned another social secret I'll share with you. Everyone knows something that you don't know. Every person you meet can potentially teach you something useful that you can learn and use or remember in your life. At the very least, everyone at least has a funny story or two that can entertain you. The same is true for me and everyone that we meet. What can you learn or laugh about by having the courage to be social? If you do have to pretend to be interested as you learn to be social though, just remember, it's not about being fake or disingenuous. If you practice the action of being social, your feelings will eventually follow and you won't really have to pretend.
Now, to this point, some of the people I work with tell me they don't want to be social because other people bore them. But it's important to remember that in order to find a friend, you'll probably have to talk to lots of different people to meet somebody who has similar interests or personality that jives with yours. Think of your talking as practice, that you're honing your conversational skills, all for the purposes of finding the right people to be friends with and vice versa. Now, in our previous video, Why Be Social?, we discussed lots of reasons why you might want to connect with other people. We talked about how other people might be able to help you in your job, how they might know things that you don't know, or how they might have context or information that could be useful to you. Isn't this just using other people, you might ask? No, it's not using other people, as long as you approach each interaction with the simple intention of showing kindness to others. Social secret: our attention is one of the best gifts that we can give another person. Additionally, interacting with others in general will overall help you get better at talking to anyone, especially the people that matter most to you.
Definitely. Being social doesn't mean that you have to just sit and listen to a bunch of information you're not interested in. Even though you may sometimes open a new conversation with small talk about the weather or the dentist's office, Once the conversation has begun, you can often direct the conversation to topics that you do have interest in, or at the least learn something new by having the conversation in the first place. So, in conclusion, there are 4 tips for preparing to have a successful social interaction. If you found the content helpful and you want to practice these tips so that you can feel more confident about being social, head to our website at electricinteractions.com to find a reflection guide you can use with this video.
We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave us a like. That helps us grow our channel to help more people. And if you have any ideas or questions about being social, leave us a comment below. Finally, subscribe to our channel for more helpful social videos like this too. We look forward to helping you get better at being social. See you again in the next video.
Bye.